Hey, welcome to Music Villa, Electric Land, here in lovely downtown Bozeman, Montana. And
we have our friend Aaron from Boss here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
This is Joe. I'm Blaze. So we're Aaron brought us a wonderful thing, this mic stand, and we're gonna spend the next half hour talking about this.
It booms out.
It goes up. It goes down.
Yeah,
you can
put it on a table, on the floor. But Noah, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the WAZA tube amp expander. This is a brand new product that we just launched. Technically, we launched it in November, but we actually its first debut was here at Winter NAMM. And it is a solution for everybody that has a tube amplifier. Yes. The problem with the tube amp is that you do have to drive it, to get it up there to get it to sound good.
Get that real good tone.
I mean, you've seen like this little guy here is a little 15-watter, and you've seen a proliferation of little amplifiers like that, which is really cool because it has made it easier for us as guitar players to kind of get the volume up to where we can, where the tubes are driving, and we're happy, but then the volume isn't killing everybody.
Yep. And as PA system's getting better, you don't need as big of an amp anymore.
And as the PAs get better and better, the amps are getting smaller.
Totally
you need to turn that down a little bit.
And so on that note, I'll say even with say like deluxe reverb, like everybody loves the deluxe, right? And I use the deluxe all the time. I still feel I need to attenuate that thing a lot.
Right. And so what are you getting the level up to usually?
I want to be able to turn it to 3 or 4.
Right, but you can't even do that. Right?
No. Yeah. So I'm attenuating my deluxe most of the time.
Yeah.
And then if I play my Vibrolux or something, or a bigger amp, or a basement or something.
Oh yeah,
forget about it.
It's like 1 or 2.
Yeah. And you love the tone, but it's like And then I will say too, on a gigging level, you get that tone you like. You feel maybe you're there and you play a night with it and you sounds great where you're standing, whatever. And then you realize the sound guy just didn't even have you in the mains.
Yeah,
because you're too freaking loud.
Yeah.
I had that many a time.
I've had that
and
many
then you get done, you're
like,
how did it sound up there? And your friends are like, I could have heard.
Could hear you in front, but not in the back.
Would have been nice if I could hear you. I don't know. And you're like, I was raging where I was standing.
Personally myself, I played the whiskey, tons of times, and the guys would always get bummed out if you brought a 412, and the guy was honest with me. He's like, look, when you turn that up, he goes, I immediately am no longer in control of the mix for the room. I'm having to do it to match you, and if I can't get to your level, he goes, I just walk away from the board.
The stage level gets too loud, and everything just gets louder and louder. And it's a big train.
So that was a huge, eye opener. And then one time I had I brought a small combo in, and it was like the entire team, at the whiskey lit up. They were just excited. They're like, we'll mic that up. We'll get a mix. Dial that in. We'll set them up. This is going to be great. I'll mix. It'll be awesome. It's going to be amazing tonight. Everyone's excited. And
then all of a sudden you're coming through many speakers.
Yeah.
Instead of one direction.
Exactly, one direction. And that was the problem is that, when you're cranking it up, everyone can hear the one amplifier that's on the stage, and pretty much that's it. You can't hear it. It is not any definition to the,
That's right.
And if it's very directional where you can only hear it, where if you're right in front, it might sound good, or if you move off to the side where you're happy with the guitar mixes with the rest of the band, it might be good.
So boom, check one on the box. This attenuates so that you can get that killer tone but not piss everyone off, and the sound guy is going to love it because he can put you in the mix, which is going to make you sound better in the room. It's a needed thing.
Yeah.
So this does that.
We need help not pissing people off.
Right. So what they call it is they call it a reactive load. The idea of how it works. Okay. So there are other they call them load boxes that are out there, and you can learn. You bring the volume down with them. The problem is, I know
it's voltage.
Don't say anything. Yeah,
don't say load.
Don't say
okay.
But the problem is that a lot of them are what they do is they take and the signal hits that kind of device, and it just kind of dissipates the signal, and it doesn't. It's not interacting with the amplifier that you have and the actual speaker that you have as well. So a lot of things that people don't realize with a tube amplifier is that when there's voltage basically that comes out of this amplifier that goes down into the speaker, pushes that speaker out, and then when the speaker actually goes back in, it actually drives voltage back into the circuits, back through the tubes that are all in here, and actually causes them to clip, causes them to distort and create harmonics. Guitar players, we all like harmonics. It's what the harmonic distortion is basically what we're digging the sound of it. The more we can get of it, the better usually the sound.
Yeah.
The problem with a lot of the load boxes that were out there is that they weren't making that connection. So the signal would go out of here into the speaker, but then it would just kind of dissipate and would go away. This actually connects that so that when the voltage actually from the speaker pushes back in, it actually goes all the way back through the tubes of the amplifier.
So most of these other ones are not even. We're doing this to retain our killer tone,
right?
But then when you add the attenuator, you're kind of losing the tone.
Yeah, you're losing it. And so there are other brands that make reactive loads that are out there, and and it's an important one because it really does make a huge difference in how it. Because people have had things where they try to bring that volume down, and the problem is that it just doesn't feel right to us, and we start going. And part of the reason why it doesn't feel right is because we're only getting part of the harmonic content that we're expecting out of
the amp that we know and love.
That we want to hear. That's the problem too. Is that a lot of guys, they've spent a lot of money on beautiful amplifiers, and when you plug it into it to turn it down because you can't get it up louder in your house, even.
So this does that. This fixes that problem.
Yeah,
now we can retain our tone.
Exactly. We can bring it, and then I have the ability to adjust my level now. We have the ability to control the level over here. So even if this amplifier is cranking, I'm going to switch it over to the front shell for a second here. Real quick. Might blow it there. I'll take the master all the way down, basically.
So now you're kind of, this becomes your volume now.
Yeah, so what's happening right now is I'm actually driving the master amp. So I'm actually driving and pushing the power tube.
It's cooking.
Right. Yeah, to cook at this point. And then we're actually turning the volume down over here.
Right.
The cool part though is like if I even take the gain down, like, so if you look at the gain over here, it's all the way down. And we've got a ton of crunch going on. Yeah. That's all power tube. Opposite, right, where I take this down, and we'll turn the master down, turn the gain all the way up, right? It's much more saturated at that point.
Yeah.
And you start getting that sustain.
Cool.
So that's a killer attenuator in there.
Yeah.
You guys are reestablishing the tone, the real tone. You're not losing anything.
Yeah, and
you're doing what you originally meant to do with an attenuator.
And the important part for us, what we did a little bit different than everybody else, is this resonance control and this presence control. I actually have the ability to change it to 16 different types of a resistance load, so that it can match the type of speaker that I'm running through.
So you guys decided, hey, we're going to do something different. And what's the reason for that? Was it different situations?
It was different situations where we actually, how this unit kind of started was with our Tube Logic. We're working with the WAZA amplifier, the Blues Cube amplifiers, our Katana series of amplifiers, and most recently our Nextone. And one of the things that they were doing is they were playing around with different types of speakers, different types of amplifiers, trying to working on it. And they had a need, or they needed a solution in order to make that easier for them to do. This was one of the things that they were doing, where they were having basically this kind of a reactive load box where they could switch, whether it was a 112 speaker, or a 212 speaker, a 110, or a 412. And each one, even a different 412. So if you go from, like, let's say a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier 412 cab, to a 1960 Marshall cab, the impedance is different, the speakers are different, how that reacts to your amplifier will be different.
Right.
And so you needed to have a way to match it so that that you have the right load going for what you're connected to.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So just really quick, these knobs, like, so resonance Z.
Yeah.
So what's that controlling?
So basically, you're, like I said, you just dial these two in, and if you look, it's kind of hard. Well, we can shoot to B-roll for it so you can see this later. But on the top, we have basically a little list of different types of speaker cabinets that you can connect to. So you got 412 closed. There's a British stack, classic stack, Tweed combo, Diamond is like an AC30 style, Tweed Deluxe.
Right. So that's what that is. That's doing cab simulator?
It's not a cab simulator. It's actually setting the reactive load to match the amplifier.
Oh, for what you have. Yeah. Okay, so you're matching that with your amp.
So like right now, I've got it set for, I think, the Tweed Deluxe one where I was playing one. It's just a 112
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we can play around with it. It's so you can turn this up a little bit. And you'll feel it as a player. It'll actually change the feel of the amplifier a little bit too. now we're just moving around randomly, just picking some different mixes of what you have.
You can kind of mess around and try different ones out.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Because you might want to match, but then you also might want to mismatch it just because you're curious what it would be like.
Yeah, it's a whole different tone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you feel like different feels and a different vibe to the sound.
Right.
Cool. Presence is just like, is that like a presence knob on a?
No. The presence knob is actually.
You have one.
Yeah. Well, it's basically adjusting kind of the resonance and presence of the tone. Basic presence
is
it
like affecting high end.
It's well, you get into it. It's like basically there's a thing called negative feedback.
Yeah.
On an amplifier, basically what it is, it's a signal that's being driven back in. It's part of that speaker voltage that's coming back into the amplifier. Basically, and you have control over how that sounds. On your presence control, you can dial in how much or how little of that is happening. On this one, it's just trying to match it so that it matches whatever amplifier you're kind of plugged into.
So you're going to set and forget those two? Hopefully
pretty much, yeah, for the most part, yeah, you can. Unless you're like, you know what, I'm going to tweak that and be different so I can, I'll change it to something else.
Get your sweet spot and then move
and then move it away from it if you want.
So what else we got going on here?
So this is the cool thing about our unit that I really like is that you actually have it set up where you can actually have two different outputs. So one is going to the speaker output right here. The other is a line out that we have that's going out the back of the unit. So you can set it up so that your level and how you like it to sounds amazing here, and then I can send a separate signal out to the house and say, and have them so they have it sounds the way they want. You can send them a completely different signal too if you want, where it's like you might have effects going on here, and the line out there's nothing; it's completely dry.
Okay.
One of the cool thing is on ours is all the effects loop, the effects, solo EQ, and the amp control. All of that is interactive with the speaker output, not just the line out. So the effects actually go in. So if I turn on the effects button, go ahead. I can turn on the effects loop.
Because it's a chord.
You worked really hard practicing.
5 minutes ago.
He's wearing purple thongs. Multiple thongs. All right.
So good with that pedal.
Yeah.
So you have the control, and built into the unit, you have some basic stuff like reverbs, you have delays, you have some compression. Let me switch to a different
You do have reverb, delay, and compression.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Bad minimized by CCR.
So effects are all out of the like our 500 series stuff. It's 96K 32-bit, so super high quality, studio quality stuff.
Nice.
Well, above tier than regular.
So
higher recording stuff like a quality.
Yeah, basically recording a quality.
So let's just while we're on this section, let's just go through these two buttons, four buttons, two knobs.
First thing is let's say you have an amplifier like an old Vox AC30, old Marshall Plexi, something like that doesn't have an effects loop.
Yeah, bunch of Fenders.
Yeah, Fender. Yeah, even Deluxe doesn't have it. Right? So you have the ability to add an effects loop to that amplifier.
Awesome.
So you can put in a Dimension Chorus if you want and have it going.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But there's also built-in effects. So you have some basic stuff like delays, reverbs, compression, and EQ are built into the software for this thing.
And you guys have a bunch of foot switches that could interface with that.
So yeah, that's one of the other cool things about it is we actually have our GAFC foot switch, which works with like the Katana amplifiers, the Nextones, the WAZA, and the Blues Cubes. The same foot switch works with this guy. You can actually switch between the different rigs that we have. And this little knob here, you actually can switch between different presets that you saved for yourself.
Killer.
So I can have you watch the lights. You'll see the effects loop is on here. This turn it on.
Cool. So you can do all the.
Yeah, so you can save 10 rigs that you for
your go-to
yourself.
sweet spots. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, is this something that can I just take this and line out into a PA and not have a speaker cab? Can I?
Yeah, you can.
This is kind of like if you're looking for someone wants to, hey, I just want to. My back hurts. I work at the coal mine all day long. I got a gig tonight, and my whole body hurts. I don't want to carry a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to bring this.
Yeah, you could actually take just like a head like this and line out straight
cab.
to the PA. Yeah,
and you need your head. Yeah. So then, boom, and then use the PA as your cab.
Yeah.
And you can kind of figure with these cab tones or these, can you emulate and do different make it sound. I don't know. Is that
well,
weird?
Okay,
like
so that's a whole different section of it. When you're on the line out, you actually have the software has speaker emulation and IR loading and stuff like that you can do as well. So that's a separate part. This part in the front is just for the actual physical component of the unit itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So preset rigs.
Yeah. Your own reverb control over here.
Reverb.
Amp control if you want. You can turn on the crunch channel.
And then that's okay. So you got clean and dirty.
Yeah. So you have amp control. So amplifiers that have symbol switching, like a channel 1, channel 2 type of thing, you can use it to control that.
It's nice.
On the more complex rigs that have MIDI in and out, there is MIDI in and out in the back of this, so you can also set it up to do preset.
So you ran the foot switch out of the head into the back of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's just a single button foot switch on this this particular amplifier, and so I just ran that out into the back of the unit.
So if I'm getting this correctly, dumb question, I don't know, but. This is a
this is a toaster.
I'm a layman. Yeah. So this changes lights. No.
It does.
This is blue and it goes to red. But no. Getting a deep question. But no. So basically, this is in conjunction. Like you're taking your amp that you love because you love the tone, syncing it in here, and then now this is like your controls. It's fusing as one super.
Yeah. It's like a command center for your amplifier to be able to turn on and off the channels. Switch over on in and out effects as well, built in or on an effects loop if you want.
Right.
Yeah, and control and volumes as well too. So you can turn volumes up and down as well. So you can have a boost on your clean channel if you want, or you can put a boost on your crunch channel, and be able to turn that stuff on and off on a preset.
It's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that how? I mean, practical purpose? You think you'd be using it more with the presets? Foot switch, is that how you think?
Yeah, probably. My thought, is that, well, I mean, the main thing is you're going to be able to turn your amplifier up just and use it for the first time. I've got a big 412, old amp that I use, and I grew up with it, and it's my favorite amp. I literally, before we got this unit, had it sitting at the back door, ready to go to my garage, because it was sitting in my living room for the longest time, and my wife was like, "You never use that. Can we just move that out?" And so I literally had it sitting at the back door, and then it's my back door. I have to take to get to my garage. I have to go over the grass, so I was kind of hesitant to go drag it all the way out over through the grass to get over to there. But I ended up they sent one of these over, and so I plug it in, and it was just like. Wah!
Nice.
The life,
honey, amp's going back in the house.
Yeah. So, she sees me rolling it back in. She's like, "Wait, what happened?"
Oh man.
and I was like, it's got a new lease on life now. So I'm gonna.
And now there's a marriage counselor involved.
So I put it back in, and I'm using it, and you can record with it, which is a really cool thing.
Because this will go up to 100 watts. What does it do? 10, 50, 100?
Yeah, 10, 50, whatever the amplifier you've got. And the other thing too, you can do with that. There's a power amp built into that, so you can use this to actually, if you want to, you can take like a 5-watt amplifier and crank it up if you want.
There's power amp in there.
Yeah, so I could put it was a great at NAMM we had Joe Morgan. At one point we were using Friedman amplifiers and Morgan amplifiers. The Morgan that we had for the main demo, we had to take over to another stage, and so we were out of an amp, but we still had tons of people coming to check the thing out. And Joe was like, Joe Morgan was like, "Hey, I got a little amplifier that I just debuted, it's a 5-watt amp." And we're like, "Oh, cool!" So he brings it, and it's like super tiny, it's sitting on top of this. Right. But we were driving it to the 412 cabinet that was below it, and sounded amazing because so you could crank it up and get the volume.
We should do that with a little cigarette amp.
We probably could. Probably work fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you can beef up a small amp.
Yeah, you can beef up a small amplifier as well.
Cool.
And same thing, like you said, you could use it if you're using that small amp, you can line out of it too from the back of this thing. Like you said, the deluxe. You put this in between the deluxe that you've got.
Yep.
You could actually take this out, and you're getting the sound that you want. You can even drive that amplifier up.
Yes.
Which
cool.
And if anyone's ever had a deluxe, they have an amazing crunch tone.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool.
Your head is like Lance Armstrong, and this is the drugs. For the competition.
Wow.
Is that what we're getting at?
This will make you feel good.
Okay. This is how you win.
This is all the feel.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so and then like I said, there's a software that you can load up for this as well, so you can adjust everything that's in here. And like I said, you have control over both the line output as well as the speaker output, so you can actually get two different signals going.
So you can USB that or something.
Yeah, you can use it both, and you can also use a USB out as well to use it as a USB audio interface to record if you want to as well.
Nice.
Really
wow.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Very, very cool. Okay. So, and then other than that, just real quick, speaker out versus line out.
Yeah.
How you're going to
you can
your
adjust
volume
this
with
way.
that. That's just what you're sending in front of house.
Yeah.
Phones are for home,
just for
probably.
you. Yeah, home for practicing.
What you doing? Yeah, you wouldn't do your in-ear or anything. So that. Phones are for you practicing. And then this is
you could if you wanted to. If you wanted direct feed from your stuff, yeah, you could do it.
And you treat this if you're on stage, maybe you set your amp. You're gonna hopefully not worry about it, and you're gonna just one volume knob kind of thing.
Yeah,
is that the idea?
Yeah, that's the idea. It's usually you just control everything from here. I mean, you can you'll play around with stuff over here too as well and dial it in. But this is your master out basically.
Yeah, let's get your sweet spot, and then you just master volume.
Okay, master out to your amp, master out to house.
Yeah, to the house. Yeah,
awesome.
Cool. Now, how much is this? Is this I gotta put food on the table. I work hard. I got a family to support. I gotta go see the doctor about my back.
Soap. You're always covered in coal.
Yeah, a lot of soap. I need a lot of lava soap.
You need a bit of coal.
I think you need a lot of lotion.
Sponsored today by lava. Yeah. How much is this sucker
gonna be? $12.99.
$12.99.
Cool.
That's a lot. You get a lot for that.
Yeah, and realize that it is, it's
very versatile.
It's a reactive load. It is a way to add an effects loop to an amplifier that doesn't have one. Mm-hmm. Like I said, with reactive, you turn your volume down. You can add effects. It's got built-in effects, which is delays, reverbs, and compression, EQ. On the there's a solo button as well, so you can turn on and off the EQ individually. Mm-hmm. Amp control for your amplifier. As well as a way to save all the presets and different rigs and stuff. So
right, and you can go in the house, in the cab.
Yeah, exactly. Speaker out for yourself.
And it's an interface.
House and interface all in one unit.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
Awesome. Anything else? Do you get a free T-shirt if you act now? But that sounds great. That's awesome. I like it. You want to play a little more?
Play us out. Put you on the Crunch channel here.
I feel like we should all pass this guitar around, though, honestly. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Here, you go ahead.
It's really fun.
Do you, now, is there the sustainer on that thing? Do you have to hit something, or is this just, you're just going to be on that pickup?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. For days. Go get a sandwich.
It's like a whale having an orgasm. Like 5 orgasms.
Fun stuff.
That's
try
cool.
Let's play
I don't know if I
with
can
the attenuator.
What the hell am I going to do after that?
Here you go.
The scanner's a lot of fun.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Glad he did the Wendy bar flicks. A little flick. Yeah. Straight volume cool tone.
I like that. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that.
Aaron from Boss.
Aaron from Boss.
Hey, guys,
thank you very much.
Thank you for hanging.
And thanks for bringing this cool product and showing us, why we would want something like this. This is very cool.
Thank you for having me on. It was awesome to be
Thanks
here.
Thanks for coming here and
Thank
seeing
you for
us.
taking a
And
moment
Troy's behind the
That's right.
camera there.
Yeah.
We love our friend Troy with Boss. Roland and
we're that's Joe.
this is Blaze.
And we're Electric Land with Bozeman, Montana's very own Music Villa. And thanks for being with us. And check out our website. Leave comments what you thought of this product. Hope you check it out. Give us a ring, and we'll let you know more about it. And
come get you one.
We'll get you one. We'll put a bow on it.
And thanks, Boss Roland. We had a lot of good long
for all the years.
Relationship.
For all the beautiful years.
Yeah, and they've been really great to work with, and it's a great company, and they make really awesome products.
By the way, this is my first time out to the stores, and absolutely gorgeous, beautiful store, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.